The Akwa Ibom State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Abuja has nullified the April 11 election in 18 out of the 31 local government areas of the state. That's in South Nigeria. The Justice Sadiq Umar led tribunal in its judgment also ordered a rerun of the elections in the affected local government areas. It said it was satisfied there was inconsistencies during the governorship election held on April 11. Justice Umar said the testimony of one of the witnesses, Don Etiebet, a former member of the PDP Board of Trustees, was convincing and reliable to the effect that election did not hold where he voted. The judgment was, however, not clear on whether incumbent Governor Udom Emmanuel should vacate office. Meanwhile, Governor Emmauel has been reacting to the judgment. He said it is a clear indication that contrary to the allegation of the petitioner and his party, elections did hold in the state and that he remains the governor, having been voted by the people of Akwa Ibom. He re-echoed the position of his legal team on the possibility of testing the judgment in the appellate court and asked the people of the state to be calm and law-abiding in the face of the judgment. INEC had declared Udom Emmanuel winner of the controversial April 11 election, polling a total of 996,071 votes ahead of the candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Umana Umana, who got 89,865 votes. The APC had challenged the outcome of the election at the tribunal and now says even though judgment was given in its favor, it will still appeal against the ruling of the tribunal for remaining silent on the status of the governor after he had ordered a rerun in 18 of the 13 local government areas of the state. Now, no date has been fixed for the election rerun. To shed more light on this seeming controversial judgment, I'm now being joined by Liberos Oshoma, a lawyer. Liberos, thank you very much for joining us on TV 360 News. Let me start by asking you, the controversy this judgment is generating, what in your opinion could be the possible reason why the tribunal decided not to say that the governor should be removed from office if the tribunal actually invalidated elections in 18 out of 31 local government areas? Because if you do the mathematics, it means the governor would not have been able to score 24%. That is 1/4 of the votes in 2/3 of the local government areas of the state.
Yeah, basically, even though I have not read the judgment in detail, this morning when I heard, or yesterday evening, I read some part of the judgment where the court nullified the election in the 18 local government of the 31 local government. I was expecting that since by virtue of section 1179, subsection 2, paragraph B of the 1999 Constitution, that for you to be declared a winner, you must have scored at least 25% of the votes in 2/3 of the local government in the state. At 2/3 of the local government in the state, it would approximately be 21 local government. And so, having not, with the results that have come in so far, or the result as announced, as sustained by the tribunal, one would have expected that 13 not being up to the 2/3 in 31, one would have expected that the local government, the tribunal would have asked the governor to vacate the seat pending the completion of the election in the remaining 18 local government. But also, we also heard that basically what happened is that it is not in all the entire local government that elections were cancelled. That the tribunal nullified election, that is some polling units in most part of this local government, and that polling units in some of these local governments were still retained. And so the total votes counted for the PDP candidate, the governorship, the current governor, came to 440-something thousand, while that of the APC is 30-something thousand. And you would agree that 440-something thousand as against 30-something thousand is a way, a big stretch. But by and large, if that is the case, that it is not the vote in the entire 18 local government, it is most polling units in the 18 local government, then the tribunal can't say that since it wasn't the entire local government, since there were still some polling units in those local government retained, then that's probably why they did not ask the governor to vacate. But still, I would have expected that as it stands, that going by that section of the Constitution that I cited, that every other person everybody know, that it would have been tidier for the tribunal to ask INEC, to ask the governor to vacate so that INEC will conduct a fresh election in those 18 local governments, and whoever emerges the winner would have, will be seen in the eye of the law to have won.
I mean, you're quite right, because I was actually going to ask you. Yeah, I was actually going to ask you that, look, if the tribunal, even if the tribunal said, look, it did not cancel the entire elections in all the 18 local government areas, that it's just some polling units. But if the outcome, if the result can make any difference, and of course it would appear the result could make a difference, and that's the reason it has decided to ask for a rerun. If the results, the eventual outcome could make a difference to the election, to who emerges the winner, then in that case, it means substantially you should not have a governor in place. But that is just by the way. But do you think the tribunal just decided to stay silent on this? Because whether we like it or not, after making that pronouncement, it could be inferred that it has ordered that the governor should cease to hold the office of the governor, but that in any case, the governor would not be expected to leave office because he still has the right of appeal and could actually appeal against the ruling.
But I expected the tribunal to make a categorical statement on that. Being silent on the matter, could be inferred, could be implied that, because since the tribunal did not make a categorical statement on that, the only conclusion what is not said, what is not expressly stated, is deemed not to have been stated. And so, since the tribunal was silent on it, you cannot say that the tribunal had asked the governor to vacate. But basically, even if you look at the number of registered voters, the actual number of voters, and the total number of voters, the issue, and if the number, there is no way the number of registered voters in 18 local government will be less than the number of registered voters in 13 local government. There is no way it's going to be possible. And so even in 18 local governments where elections are being conducted, it might also be possible that the candidate of the APC can pull majority votes in this area. That is why I think it would have been tidier, haven't gotten to that point where the tribunal nullifies election in 18 local government. It would have just been tidier for the tribunal to say, as it stands now, with the constitutional provision in mind, it will be tidier for the governor to vacate out of office and let the speaker, take over that position until a fresh election is conducted in those local governments. It would have been tidier that way. But here we always want to vote tenaciously to office, and that we always leave things hanging. I think the tribunal left something hanging. But if they had made that, pronouncement, I don't think anybody would have wanted to go on appeal. Because even if you go on appeal, the worst case, the Court of Appeal will still say, go conduct election. That's worst case scenario. So I think parties would have decided, to face the election rather than waste money going on appeal. But the judgment being inconclusive, somebody will want a Court of Appeal to make a pronouncement on it.
Well, let me just ask you very, very quickly, because we haven't got time on our hands now. What do you make of the decision by both sides now to head to the Court of Appeal? The APC, which got this judgment in its favor, has said it is going to the Court of Appeal for proper clarification, and the PDP too is appealing against it.
Yeah, the PDP will file a cross appeal saying that the election in the 18 local government ought not to have been cancelled, while the APC will maintain that having cancelled the election in 18 local government, that it would have been proper to ask the governor to vacate the seat pending when the first election will be conducted. So there will be cross appeal on both sides. That's why I said the decision is inconclusive, and so that is why you find out that both parties, the judgment is halfway here, halfway there, and so it has not properly addressed all of the issues that were submitted before the court.